Hey guys, how's it going? I thought I'd just stop by real quick and give some of my thoughts on the film I just saw today, Logan, which is the newest Wolverine movie, and I suppose you could call it the newest in the X-Men franchise. And I realize that in some places in the world it hasn't been released yet, so do not worry. There will be no spoilers. And also give just a quick update on my channel, just what's going on, what's happening. But first, let me get into Logan, the movie. I actually start with my rating. I think that's a good place to start. I give it an 8 out of 10, I think. Um, I think I came into this movie really wanting to like it, which is different than expecting to like it because I didn't know what to expect. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. The critics really liked this movie, but again, they really liked Captain America: Civil War, which I was disappointed in. Yes, I said no spoilers, Jerome. Yes, I know. He's just for those watching the archives, Jerome's in the chat saying, "Please no spoilers." But yes, I realize that it's not hasn't been released everywhere, so I'm not going to give anything close to spoilers. Just my general thoughts on it, and if you consider that a spoiler, well, then don't watch this. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't know what to expect coming into it, and I think a lot of people are saying this movie is very original, and well, the first off, a lot of people are just fixating on the violence. Oh, it's R-rated. There's so much violence and gore, blah blah blah. But that kind of annoys me because to me, they only make a big deal out of it because it's a superhero movie. If you stop looking at it as a comic book movie or superhero movie, it just plays out as any other action movie. So, and some critics were even like, "Oh, there's just too much gore. It was over the top." Like, to me, it didn't seem over the top. It just seemed like what you would expect in a typical action movie, and it reminded me there was. The thing that kind of held this movie back, there's things about this movie I really loved, and other things that kind of held it back for me. The things that held it back was it did seem a bit formulaic. It did seem like there was a particular formula that they were following, and so I wouldn't really go as far as to call it original. It reminded me a lot of movies like Leon the Professional and Terminator 2. Movies, and there's a few others I can't think of at the top of my head, but movies like that where they're action based, like Leon the Professional in particular, because you had this older man, middle-aged man who's sort of a good killer, but he's all grumpy or whatever, and he gets this younger girl and takes her on as a mentor. Now there's differences, of course, but it's similar. They take aspects of other movies, and again, Terminator 2, you have the kid and killing machine aspects, so it's got that. It follows that sort of line. So if you think of it as a movie like that rather than, oh, this is a comic book movie, then it's more in line with what you think. And for that type of movie, it was really good. It was really engaging, but it seemed like they were trying to blend a lot of the Oscar bait elements of having Charles Xavier with Alzheimer's and raising this little orphan kid, and it seems like they were trying to blend elements of these action and Oscar bait movie. And I think talking about Leon the Professional, that's a hard standard to hold up to. So if you compare this movie to Leon the Professional, it doesn't quite hold up because Leon Professional, that's the gold standard. That was just pulled it off well, whereas it seemed like this movie was trying to do that, and sometimes it worked, other times you could tell that it was trying, and it was trying hard to be like this Oscar bait type action movie. So, and again, absolutely positively no spoilers, but there was an element to this film who wasn't the main villain, like the guy from Narcos, who's actually quite good in this film, but an adversary, let's just say, that I did not like. It felt like a comic book trope to me. So it did, to me, that sort of brought the movie down. And other people are like, "Oh, this movie's so depressing. It's just, it's dark and blah blah." I didn't really see it that way. I mean, yeah, it sort of had this sort of dark feel to it, but to me, it wasn't overwhelming. To me, it worked. So I really enjoyed the movie. I think they probably could have handled like the relationship between the little girl and Logan. Maybe they could have done a tad bit better. It seemed to advance quicker. That seemed a bit artificial rather than natural for the plot, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, the stuff with like Charles Xavier, that was amazing. I think Patrick Stewart this is one of his best performances. I mean, he's an amazing actor, but he was so good in this film. I say he would deserve a supporting actor. But some people were even talking about, oh, could this be nominated for an Oscar? I don't think so. I think I mean, it's close. It was almost there for me. Like, this movie was almost there, but I wasn't a big fan of the third act. And again, no spoilers, but the third act it felt a bit too telegraphed, too much like a comic book movie, and not enough, whereas the rest of the movie didn't feel like a comic book movie. It felt like an action drama. So I think they should have stayed with that theme. Some people thought that the second act dipped, that it got boring. I didn't really feel that way. I mean, I could definitely see that point of view. The pace definitely slowed in the second act, but I didn't think it was. Yeah, I mean, I see what they were going for. Let's say they were going for more the Oscar baity type. We'll do the action at the beginning, action at the end, and we'll do the Oscar bait type stuff in the middle. That was fine. I just thought it didn't blend as well into the third act as I would have hoped. So yeah, so that's why I'll give it an 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. I don't know. I'm feeling generous because I just saw it, but it didn't blow me away as much as I was hoping that it would. But yeah, those are just some of my quick thoughts. And Meridian Mormont says, hey dude, how you doing? Love from South Africa. Well, thank you so much. And Jerome says, did you see the Oscars mistake thing? Yes, I did. That was hilarious. I love that. That was great. Okay, so those are my quick thoughts on Logan. So now let's just get a quick channel update out there. So first of all, those of you who didn't like my Facebook page, please, I haven't been like promoting this enough, but I've been a bit more active on Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Enchantment of Eternity, just like the page. I've been doing updates and some other like exclusive thoughts where I don't have time to do a video like this or a full-on video. I just put on. So I did my thoughts on Moonlight and it winning the Oscar, and what I thought of the movie, because I actually just saw it the day that it won the Oscar. So you can check out my Facebook page for that. I won't talk about that there. Javern in the chat says, turns out Moonlight didn't win. It was actually Suicide Squad. Yeah, well, see, that was the biggest upset of the evening. Suicide Squad winning makeup over Star Trek Beyond. I mean, everyone was upset about that. That was ridiculous. But, Oscars they don't really mean that much anyway. So, other than that, what was going on with my channel that I just wanted to touch base on, as you guys might have noticed, I'm not doing as many videos as usual, and that's going to be a common thing. Like Cardinal Doomsday, he's not in the chat now, but he'll know this because I kept saying, I'm cutting back the amount of videos I do. I keep saying it, but then I don't do it because then I get so many videos I want to do. But this time I'm actually doing it because it's just become too much. It's just overwhelming my life. So I have actually committed very strongly to only doing 3 videos a week. Well, live stuff like this doesn't count because it only takes me a few minutes. I can just come on, blabble on, and then leave. But the scripted videos where I actually had to edit and write it out and stuff like that, I'm committed to only doing 3 a week now, which means that I'm going to be covering the shows that I cover weekly even less, like Black Sails and The Expanse. Like I'm skipping out The Expanse this week, and I'm skipping out Black Sails next week. So only 3 videos a week. That means I can't do Game of Thrones every single week, but I'll try to do it as much as I can. And I had a whole bunch of videos like lined up on my schedule plan that I just scrapped, and I'm never gonna do. They're mostly Star Trek stuff. There wasn't any Game of Thrones stuff that I scrapped. and some other like movies having to do with films and stuff. And I don't know. You're gonna see a lot less of that. I'm gonna focus a lot more on just the shows that I cover, Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and the weekly shows, and more focus on that rather than films. Although I'll do the occasional video like this after I see a movie, or you can go to my Facebook page and I'll have a little post after if I want to talk about a movie. But I'm not really gonna do the top 10 from this director type videos that I have been doing. I'm in the stuff. Well, I like the reboot thing, the 5 reboots I really want to see. If you haven't checked out that video, you should check it out. But I'm cutting back on videos like that and focusing more on Game of Thrones, Star Trek, and whatever shows are currently airing that I cover. And I'm going to focus more on those. And I'm also still doing retro reviews of shows, which I do every couple of months. So they're not interfering. Like at the moment, I'm watching Fringe again, prepping for my review of that, which is fun. So I'll keep that because that doesn't interfere with life. But having to do too many videos a week interferes with life. So, so I'm going to be very rigid about keeping the 3 videos a week, not counting the live ones, but we'll do the occasional live here and there. I have a couple of more collaborations planned, hopefully, for the end of the month, which should be fun. And I'm doing Trial by Trivia, which I'm actually having to study for. I don't know if you checked it out. I mentioned this on my Facebook page. There's this channel called Trial by Trivia that gets YouTubers who cover Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire together in a trivia match. And they're doing like a tournament. So I have, Max from Buzz Talks, who I've done videos with before. He's my teammate. And we did one match, let's say, and we won. Well, I have to spoil it, but it's already up on Trial by Trivia's channel. So if you haven't seen it, you should go there, check it out. Just a spoiler, I got almost every question put to me right, and I kicked ass. I was the one who did the best. But this time we're going up against Aziz from Restoration History. I don't know if you know that channel, but he's like super knowledgeable. We're going to totally get our asses kicked because he teaches history and he knows all the trivia questions. So I've been preparing for that and, studying and reading all the World of Ice and Fire and going online and looking up all these details. And hopefully I'll do a bit better than I did last time, because last time I stuck to the show, which wasn't good for Max because one person has to do show and the other person had to do books, and Max haven't even read the books. But I was better at the show, so I was sticking to the show, and then that way we got all our book questions wrong. So this time I'm going to have to get some of these book questions right. So I've been preparing for that. I'm recording that over the weekend, but it probably won't be up on the channel for another week because they don't do it live. They edit it and stuff. But if you haven't checked out Trial by Trivia's channel, you should check that out. See how we do in this next one. Yes, Meridian Moreline says, dude, life comes first, and that's absolutely true. Yeah, so that's about it. That's what I just wanted to say about my channel. Check out my Facebook page for more random thoughts on films and stuff, because for videos, other than these live shit where I just come on and be like, oh, this is what I thought about this movie. Other than that, I'm not really going to cover films much anymore. Just going to do 3 videos a week. And the ones where I cover episodes of the shows currently airing, they don't actually take me that long to do. So, yeah. So there you go. But I will, and I won't be able to do Game of Thrones every week, but I'll try to do it. I do have a lot planned, a couple of Game of Thrones stuff planned down the line. So if that's the only thing you're interested in, don't you worry. I will keep up with the Game of Thrones stuff, just not every week, but just, tune in every once in a while. You can see it. And the same with Star Trek. Not every week, although at the moment I'm doing it every week, but I'm not going to keep that up forever. Once Better Call Saul and Leftovers start, those are 2 shows I promise I will cover weekly. So once those 2 shows start, I'll only be able to do 1 other video a week. So I'll have to alternate between Star Trek, Game of Thrones, or whatever. So so that time of year, which they both start in April, I'm going to be more focused on those 2 shows. But anyway, that's what I got going on for my channel. Let's see. Virginia Dio says Black Sails has the best theme song ever. One of the best. I can't. To me, it's between Black Sails, Humans, and Game of Thrones for best intro. Those. I love the intros to those three shows. They're my favorite. I love it. Uh, yes. And Virginia Dia said, I just watched the new 100 episode. It was insane. Oh, I haven't watched it yet, Virginia, but I will be doing a video for that probably tomorrow. So I'm not doing the Expanse this week. I'm doing the 100, which I don't cover the 100 all the time, but every once in a while, and I plan to cover it for this episode, even though I haven't seen it yet. So no spoilers for me. But hopefully tomorrow or so. Last week, I will say real quick about last week's episode of the 100, because in my review, I plan on trashing that episode. I almost feel like I'm hate watching the 100 now after last week's episode, because the whole thing with Octavia, and is, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but come on, it's the 100. The whole thing with Octavia, like I posted this thing on my Facebook about, like I posted a clip of Wally Coyote. That's basically it. She's Wally Coyote. What the fuck? How did she survive that fall? Is she Wally Coyote? Is that really, now I almost feel like I hate the show now because of that. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this episode will surprise me. But that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. Maybe this episode will be good, like Virginia is saying. We'll have to see. Anyway, that's me. I'm out. I just wanted to come on real quick, give a few thoughts. Yeah. Beridian Mormont says, man, looks like I got some shows to catch up on. The Expanse. Again, I'll say this for everyone. I try to say this live. If you're not watching The Expanse, watch The Expanse. That is the one show I say that you need to be watching, especially if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, if you're a fan of Star Trek, if you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, if you're a fan of good TV. Watch The Expanse. The last week's episode of The Expanse was mind-blowingly good. So Black Sails is good. I mean, the 100 is okay if you want to watch it too. And there's some other good shows like, Leftovers I love, and Better Call Saul, blah, blah, blah. But The Expanse, if you're not watching The Expanse, watch The Expanse. Anyway, I think, yes. Oh, Virginia just said the new episode acknowledged that Octavia couldn't survive. Okay. Well, thank you. All right. Maybe it will make me feel better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm out of here. So I got to get to work soon. And when I get home from work, I'm going to watch 100 and hopefully do a review tomorrow on it. So keep an eye out for that. And yes, and I will do Game of Thrones, Star Trek stuff here and there. I'm going to do my top 10 Voyager episodes this weekend. So, yep, keep an eye out for that. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching.